Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Rundown. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. Well, let me take it back. That's where I normally am, but we're actually now here in Las Vegas, Nevada, at SHOT Show 2023. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
That's right. My name is Mike Piroworski, coming to you live from normally the East Coast, the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most, here on The Rundown. 2A News, conservative views, and Craig, guess what day it is?
Oh,
You didn't think I was going to drop that on you right here, did I?
I did not think that you
Did
were
not
going
think
to
I would
drop
drop
that
it
one
on
on
you.
me, but
It's
you
a
know
very
what?
special day.
Luckily, I am ready.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos.
It's raining tacos out in the street. Tacos, all you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos.
That's right, folks. It is Taco Tuesday
Taco
right here in Las
Tuesday.
Vegas. Now, I will have to say this now. Nevada tacos are not as good as California tacos. I'm sorry.
Oh, listen, there's no street tacos here. I don't know whether because it's too hot on the street here or whatever, or too sandy, whatever it happens to be. But we went into a place to see if they had the tacos, and did not have them. We had something else. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But, hey, it has been fun, though. For those of you who were not able to make the party last night, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
Great time. Thanks for everybody for coming out. Thanks to all the sponsors, everybody that showed up. Everybody from Hog Holsters, T6 Firearms, FPC obviously was there, Lion Arms, Gun Tech USA, Big Tex Ordnance, and anybody else that I'm missing. It's Craig's fault that I don't recall.
You know what? Let's make sure real quick to make sure, before we get into the program and whatnot, let's go ahead, Mike, and hit up our sponsors and let
Today's sponsors. Today's regular sponsors.
Today's
regular
sponsors.
Right now.
Yeah, like right now.
Let's say hello to our good friends at Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net, hitmanindustries.net. If you got yourself an AR in the past 5 years, odds are you probably have one of their barrels and don't even know it. Now you can go out and buy a new barrel and re-barrel your current rifle, or just get one for your next build. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly coming to you from California, from behind the enemy lines. Now you can be involved in California's future today. And if you want some awesome field gear, some tactical gear, some web gear, get your butts over to uscombatgear.com, and they got everything you need.
That's right, folks. These are the people who bring us to you in hopes that we will bring you to them. So do us a favor, follow the links in the description to this program and go to their websites. Check them out. I promise you will like what you see there. Spend some money with them and make sure that you tell them it was the guys over at The Rundown that sent you. Also, I want to remind you, please remember, like, share, subscribe. Encourage your friends to do the same. You know the algorithms, they don't want y'all to hear us. So, they're going to try and tamp us down. They're going to try and throttle us back. But you know what? We know that you guys are out there spreading the word. So make sure you spread the word.
Show the love.
Show the love. Show the love. All right, so we haven't been doing much news lately. Obviously, last week we were getting ready for this show.
Yeah, well.
We were getting ready for this show. So let's go ahead and let's get into today's topics. Now, for those of you who did not know, not just the ex-president has files at his home. Let's go through the whole timeline right here, Mike. So first you have the president. You have him basically saying, yeah, no, you have the president saying that former President Donald Trump was irresponsible, right? He was irresponsible because he had these documents, these top secret documents in his home. And he said, what are you thinking? How could you do that? Then we come to find out the president, Joe Biden, had documents in his home. And they says, okay, well, we had some documents, so here you go. And then they said, that's all of them, though. We've looked. By the way, we forgot. There's more documents. But this time, we promise. We promise you have all the documents. We've given them all to you. No more top secret documents. Except, once again, more top secret documents. And Mike, it raises the question, it's the reason why I'm asking this question, when is there going to be a raid on President Joe Biden's home?
Well, first off, Craig, I don't think there's going to be a raid because they've come up with their answer, their plausible deniability answer, why these documents are there. I don't know if you've heard this or not. He said the Corvette did it. Yeah, that's where the documents were, in or around the Corvette. They're blaming it on the Corvette. So I guess they're going to have to go dig up Johnny Chevrolet and bring him to trial because it's the Corvette that evidently did it. When are they going to have a raid, Craig? Never. They're never going to have a raid. They're never going to raid his house. They're never going to raid his attorney's house. They're never going to take the attorney to jail. They're never going to do that. It's clearly a double standard, double bias, and no matter what they think they can do to keep us from thinking that, it's not going to happen. They're going to be seen as two-sided. That's going to be seen as bias, and they will never ever even consider raiding or into his house or raiding his office or anything else.
No, they in fact won't. But what is interesting is we're starting to see the mainstream media even chime in and say, look, this isn't just a bad look, but some of these documents are clearly things that they were not accidentally put into a box, right?
Yeah.
These are things that they knew were highly classified, top-level clearance documents that basically the difference, one of the big differences in this case is that at least Donald Trump could declassify documents. These were from the Obama administration, which basically means he didn't have, as vice president, he didn't have the ability to declassify anything.
That's correct. The only thing that he would have had the ability to declassify would be things that he classified in the first place, and he also doesn't do that. So he's out. It's just him, and as the vice president deciding. Yep. Again, you heard the defense. The Corvette did it.
The Corvette did
it. Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I heard someone make the comment. They said, "Well, because it was an older Corvette," and he's like, he said it like the president said it like, "Oh well, yeah, well they were in there with my Corvette." Now, mind you, the value of that Corvette was probably somewhere in like the 70,000-ish, which basically means it's like a new Toyota Sienna.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's usually what the Bidens drive is the Toyota Sienna. They've got to get in on that,
right?
And because they're all about the foreign cars in Delaware. They want to, there's the president of the United States, and support American manufacturing with his Toyota Sienna van.
Mike, just as a little bit of an aside, I always find it kind of funny. So we're sitting here and we're doing the show, and you can't see it right now, but there are people that are walking back and forth, and people are just stopping and they're waving and they're saying hello, and it's like, we're kind of talking.
Yeah. I don't know why you brought that up, but all right. No, we're here at SHOT Show.
People want to know why I look distracted. Sometimes that's what's going on here.
It is, and we're trying not to look completely around and take a look at everybody. But as they pass the line of sight there in the eyes, and they want to wave hi, you give them the 1 second eye move from left to right. That's what you do.
Right, there you go. What's up? All right, moving on to story number 2. We know that California is already proposing reparations, right? So they're looking at right now, the proposal on the table is about $250,000 to every single African American or black person in California. And it didn't say how long you had to live there, it didn't say how black you got to be, but that's what they're saying, all right? Well, in the city of San Francisco, they're looking at an even more detailed proposal. And in this proposal, Mike, the big thing in this proposal is $5 million. $5 million per person. You had to have been born between 1940 and 1996. You had to have lived there the last 10 years. And that's really about it. If you qualify, you get $5 million. They also have a proposal where they will eliminate all of your debt, as well as pay you an annual income equal to the average median income in San Francisco, which is about $97,000 a year.
So poverty there, poverty level,
yeah.
What, Craig? I'm curious. Do they have they been planting currency trees in San Francisco, or did they find the world's largest piggy bank underneath all the poop on the ground, or
Mike,
where are they getting this money from?
I have absolutely no idea what they are thinking.
But you live in San Francisco.
I don't live in San Francisco. I live in Sacramento.
Same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. It's like saying you live in Miami.
I do. It's Florida. Actually, whereas California is all the same, there are 2 Floridas. There's Miami and Florida. That's what you get. It's like New York City and New York.
No.
Yeah.
See, there's California, and then there's the state of Jefferson.
Oh. And does George live there with you?
No.
No?
No,
Okay.
just Wheezy.
Just Wheezy?
Just Wheezy.
Yeah.
But Mike, I'm like, the obvious question for this proposal is, how are they going to pay for it?
I mean, it's a dry cleaners. It probably makes money. You know, they go. You're not talking about the Jeffersons.
We're not talking about the Jeffersons
sorry.
anymore. We're not talking about the Jeffersons anymore. Mike is easily distracted in case you can't tell.
How are they going to pay for it? Sure, they're going to use your money to pay for it. They want your money. They're going to raise more. $5 million a person. First off, how many people are left in San Francisco?
Well, I wonder how many people can actually afford to still live there. Yeah. Oh, by the way, that was the other thing is you had to have identified as being black for at least 10 years. So, sorry, Mike.
No, listen. If I could say right here, listen to me. Oh, identify as being black for 11. I would like 5.5 million. Yep. I did it. I just said it.
Yeah.
If I'm allowed to self-identify, I self-identifying as having been for 11 years in California, a black man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Yep.
They want evidence. They want proof.
Oh, I got it. What do you want? Check stubs? What do you want? You want some photographs? Listen, pictures of me playing basketball. What do you want? Just
Oh
tell me.
wow!
Yeah.
See, I was not
With
even
you.
gonna go
You said
there.
you play basketball every day.
I do play basketball.
That's why I'm playing basketball with you. What do you think I'm talking about? You racist.
We all now. Let's be clear.
Yep.
We all know that because I'm a Republican.
That's right.
I guess that makes me racist.
It makes you racist, yeah.
And we all know that because
I'm not.
white, you're racist.
All right, I am white.
At least that's the policy in California. That's the way in which they talk about it in California. In case y'all didn't know.
Yeah, it's true. He's right.
Equity is a big thing in California. And apparently, it seems to be a big thing with schools there in Virginia as well. And the governor has come down on some schools that actually decided that they were not going to provide information or let students know that they had won merit awards. These are awards that they win for, doing well in various different classes, GPAs, testing well on score or scoring well on tests, stuff like that. They basically told them, no, we're not going to tell these students that they actually won these merit awards. And in some cases, this has actually cost students scholarships, right? They're going to apply for a scholarship, and this is an award that they can put on there that could be, the difference between them winning and losing scholarships. And they are, in fact, being told, no, you don't, they're not even being told that they've won these awards, Mike. In the name of equity, because they don't want students who didn't win the award to feel bad.
And let's not forget the fact that they want to keep the money. Because that's the way the government works. If they don't have to give it to you, guess what they get to do? They get to keep the money. So that'd be completely unfair. I mean, these kids went out and earned these the merit scholarships on the program there, and now the state wants to keep them because it's not fair to those that didn't win them.
Well, it's not the state that is doing this; it's school districts within the state. The governor is actually cracking down on this.
I wonder if I'm not familiar with the Virginia school board governmental system, but I'm sure they must have a state government board of education that maybe they don't have any enforcement action. Maybe it's a policy kind of thing, but they just administrative and stuff for guidelines for the local districts.
Right.
But it would be curious to see if the state's putting that out. Will they comply? Is there a standard that says, they have to comply? Because Craig, listen, you're a school board member. If the state comes down and says you must do this, well, they weren't elected to your school board last time I checked.
Well, once again, these are local school boards that are doing this, and so the key is going to be is that if the state comes down and basically they can be sued. If I were a student who should have received one of those merit scholarships, or if my child was one of those students, I would sue the hell out of that school district.
Oh, absolutely, I would. Yeah. That way. Try and get what's deservedly so. Unfortunately, we know what happens every time you sue somebody is they're going to spend more of your money to defend your lawsuit. So
exactly. Unfortunately, that's the problem. Is that we've talked about this a bunch of times, mostly in relation to guns. But when you do something is wrong as an elected official, is unconstitutional. I'm sorry, you should have to pay the price yourself.
Agreed.
Yeah. Too many of these folks decide that they want to do their thing, and they don't want to do the Constitution.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely right. Yeah.
Constitution don't matter to them.
Nope.
All right, and finally, now this is one that we've heard. This is not the first time we have heard this, by the way, from Joe Biden. Recently, he was making statements, and he was talking about it was in the context of Last year, 2022, there were more people shot by law enforcement than in any year previously. Now, we all know that that's because more people are committing crimes because they're letting criminals out on the streets, but that is a side note. So Joe Biden, the president, decided that he's going to say, you know what we should do? We should actually train law enforcement officers, Mike, to shoot to wound a suspect. So someone is shooting at you, you should shoot to wound them. Shoot them in the leg or in the arm. Oh, shoot the gun out of their hand. That's a popular one.
Yeah, I actually was watching a TV show earlier this week, a pretty decent TV show, and it had gun versus gun. It was clearly a deadly force situation, and the other officer came in with the taser to defuse the situation so that the other person would stop killing people. So it's even Hollywood is on the hype. Let's say we have to shoot. We know they've done we have to shoot to wound thing, right? I guess shoot in the arm or shoot in the leg. We've seen plenty of that. I saw that in one of the Law and Orders this week. They do that, so Hollywood's doing it. But now they're trying to get a life to imitate art. And they've gotten it put in there because remember, Craig, control the media. Control the message, control the message, control the masters, the masses. So that's what they've done. They've fed it into Hollywood. Now that they've got it out there enough to where people think that this is normal, now they can say, well, we're going to have the cops do this. You guys see it on TV, so we're going to have the cops do this.
Well, here's a great example. You ever watch like SWAT or any of those shows? You ever notice that every single one of the criminals always has an automatic weapon?
That's right.
Always.
Yeah.
It is standard operating procedure. Even though rifles as a whole are used in less, as a whole, the entire group of firearms, less than 3% of all firearm crimes involve rifles. Yet, every single episode of every single cop show, they always have an automatic, like M16.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's always something that defies statistics out there. Yeah,
right. And then they want, like he says, and then you'll have the officer will go and will disarm them with a taser.
That's right. Yeah. I shot him in the leg. He's too young. He didn't deserve it. Yeah, that's what you get. You get that kind of nonsense. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, the worst part about it is that what he's talking about doing is these officers should put their lives at risk, and we've seen almost. I mean, I think the number of law enforcement officers that were shot in the line of duty in 2022 was also at or near a record high. It increased something like 25 or 30% in 2022. And many of those were not in the commission of a crime, but many of them were targeted by the people who wound up shooting.
Yes, targeted with their gun.
Yeah.
And they were shot.
Anyway, not good stuff. Not good stuff. Not a fan. All right, with that, Mike, it's time to move on to our parting shots. Brought to you by Hog Holsters. That's Hog Holsters. Here's what you need to do. If you want to get a Hog holster, all you got to do is go to hogholsters.com. That's hogholsters.com. When you find the holster that you are interested in, make sure that you go ahead on up in there and you use that discount code. That discount code is the Rundown.
Up and down.
It's the Rundown, all caps. And, oh shoot, there we go. All right, I'm sorry. All caps and no spaces. And I just realized, Mike, I don't have a parting shot set up.
Oh, I got a parting shot for you. Ever tell you about the man from Nantucket?
No, you've never told me about the man from Nantucket.
Massachusetts it has some new gun laws that are about to come in place. In fact, we were speaking last night with several people from the Massachusetts, I think it's the gun right organization there.
Right.
They happen to have an office in Nantucket, so I just wanted to say Nantucket a couple of times, and it's true though. We did meet with them, and we should have them probably on the program here in the next couple of days.
We'll work
more news on Massachusetts. Yes. How about that? It's breaking news.
Okay. That epic fail was brought to you by Craig DeLuz. That would be Craig DeLuz. That would be me, that epic fail. But with that, Mike will now tell you about our sponsors.
That's right. This epic fail was brought to you by... No, I'm just kidding. We actually have it, folks. I'm actually looking at... I don't know if you can see it. If you look in my eyes in the reflection, you can see the parting shot in there. It was brought to you by Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net, hitmanindustries.net. You got rifle and pistol caliber barrels available, rifle and pistol length barrels available at hitmanindustries.net. California Republic Assembly, fighting the good fights behind enemy lines. Get involved today because you could be part of California's future today. And then, of course, we got some awesome tactical gear, some field gear, some great hunting gear, outdoor gear kind of stuff. Go to uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. They bring us to you so that we can bring you to them. Visit them.
To us. To you.
Just go to the links in the description of
With
this
us.
program. Check them out.
Here.
Make sure you tell them that the guys over at the Rundown sent you. And on that note, we're going to call it a day. We very much appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you liking and sharing the program and encouraging your friends to do the same. We will see you tomorrow from Las Vegas. SHOT Show 2023.
Las Vegas.